Well, hi there. Lights and Gear is back with another video, and I have a new charger to talk about today. This is the version 2.2 of the Opus BT-C3100 4-bay charger, which will handle NICD, NIMH, or lithium-ion rechargeable batteries, and you can see the various sizes here, many more to which it can actually charge. But it's a great charger. I was very impressed when I first plugged this charger in, merely because of the different types of modes it can charge in. It reminded me of one of my older NIMH chargers, which do not do lithium-ion, but only NIMH, just because of the vast amount of choices you can make in what you'd like to do with the battery. You can charge them, you can do a quick test, you can discharge them, you can refresh them, it's very handy. You see, discharge, refresh, quick test, and so forth. Charge and test. And each one operates individually as well. So even with these modes, you can choose a test in slot 1. You can choose a charge in slot 2. You can do a quick test in slot 3. So just the way it looks here, each one works independently in that regard. So anyway, says basically the same thing on each side of the box. The back has a little description here as well. And in the interest of time, I have removed the power adapter, but when you do open the box, you get a very nice, easy to read instruction manual, which is rather large as well. Not page-wise, but size-wise, it's very big, and does explain everything as accurately as possible. Right here would be the adapter, and here is the charger, as you can see. We'll take a look at it here in more detail. You have your buttons on the front: mode, display, current, and slot. And here are the spring-loaded slots. A couple of them here are actually a little stiff, but a little bit of grease on that, I believe, will loosen them up. Otherwise, they work very well. You can see right here, BT-C3100. If you turn it around, here is the adapter plug on the back. On my particular sample they sent me, I have the US plug, of course. And here's a fan, which will switch on if the unit or the batteries get too warm. So that's a nice function, that it will monitor the temperature of the charging process, and if it gets over a certain degree, I think it's I'm sorry, I don't recall, but it is in the instruction manual, of course. If it does reach a certain degree, it will switch the fan on, and the fan will run at varying intensities depending on the heat, and if it dissipates the heat satisfactorily, the fan will switch off. So that's a nice little feature. So if you are running it and you hear a little noise, you'll know it's the fan running, doing its job. So let's plug it in and watch it hum. Actually, it's just going to light up for now. But here you can see there's no batteries in there, and it says null in all the slots. So what you're doing here is it's asking you, when it flashes, what you want to do. It'll shut off after a few seconds. I mean, just the display will shut off after a few seconds, but you can keep it going. Let's see, I believe it's where you click the display button and hold it for a bit, and then I believe the display will stay lit at that point for as long as you want until you turn it off. However, when you first put the battery in, you can have all these different choices. So if you hit slot here and it starts to flash, you can then hit mode, and you can go to discharge, you can go to discharge and refresh, you can go to charge and test, or you can go to quick test. And as I say, each one of these slots will do each one of these if you want. They'll all work independently. So it'll take NIMH and lithium-ion batteries. So first of all, we have a 14500 lithium-ion. We'll put that in and watch it go to work. It's now on charge. Now, of course, if I hit mode, well, it's flashing, mind you. If I hit mode while it's flashing, I can do something different with it. And actually, what is useful on this charger is once you've already started doing some particular, you know, whatever it starts doing, you can change it if you want. So if it starts charging and you suddenly want to do a charge and test, it will do that. A couple of other chargers I have won't do that. Once it starts, it's locked into that and you have to take the battery out again. But this one will just keep allowing you to toggle back until you decide what you want to do. Now, right now it's going at 500 MAs. Now you see, if I hit slot again and display, it will show that the battery is currently at 3.39 volts, and it has now put 2 MAHs into the battery so far. It's been charging for about 1 minute, so it gives you the time here, the time that it takes to, the time that it's been charging the battery so far. And as I say, it's charging at 502 milliamps. But let's see, I should be able to change that. It has a whole myriad of charging options as far as how much power you want to put in your battery. You can do 200, 300, 500, 700, and 1,000. And if you're using slots 1 and 4 only, you can then also select 1,500 and 2,000. I've never had a charger which has charged that high a current before, ever. Now, of course, with certain batteries, you do have to be careful, because certain batteries, I'm not sure about that. I'm not sure if, say, with a, here's a 18350, for example, these batteries, and actually these as well, the 145s, typically are safest if they're charged at about 700 amps or lower. So you don't really want to charge them usually at above that rate. So if you were able to select, and again, I haven't sure if I've actually tested it on this, but you wouldn't want to charge one of these at 1,000 or higher anyway, because theoretically it's just not safe to do so. But so it may not tell you not to do that. It may allow you to do it, but theoretically it's not recommended for these types of batteries. For a 18650, for instance, you could certainly go that high and higher. So it just depends on the battery. Anyway, we have this right now going at 498, as I said. So if I press, actually, if I just press display, or, well, let's do this again. If I press slot and then have it flash, and then I press current, okay, so it is already locked in at that current. If I wanted to have changed the current, I would have to have done so while it was first flashing. But I can put in a different battery. As a matter of fact, let's take an NIMH right here, your standard nickel metal hydride, and put that in number 2. And there we go on this one. It is flashing. Now let's see, if I press current, just stopped. Okay. It is now doing at the same current as that one. But again, actually, let's do this. Let's take this out, put this back, and as it flashes, let me hit current. There we go. 700, 1,000. Okay, so that's where you go in slot 2 with an NIMH. 200, 300, 500, 700, or 1,000. And you could do that for all of them. You can only, as I believe I mentioned before, you can only do the higher currents with slot 1 and 4, but all the others you can do everything else. So there you have 2 charging at the moment, a lithium ion and an NIMH, and I also have the 14500 here, lithium ion. Let's just put that in number 4, and there we go there. Let's hit the current, and I can go 700, 1,000. Okay, so I can go up to 1,000 there with that one. 2, 3, 5, 7, 1,000. So that's only going to 1,000, and I would imagine it's doing that because it has batteries in the other slot. If there was no other battery, let me just hit that again. If there was no other battery, or if there wasn't a battery in slot 2, then this would go to a higher current. And equally, if I put 1 and 3, it would be doing the same thing. It would be stopping at 1,000, but right now it's putting in 500. So again, if you hit the display at this point, then you get to see what's going on in all the slots at once with each click. See, showing the time and showing how many milliamps is going into the particular battery and what the voltage is of that battery. 3.23 here, 1.28 there, 3.48. Now the only thing it doesn't do, which some of the other lithium-ion chargers do, is it's not telling you in each slot what kind of battery you've got. But I think you've got eyes and you can see visually which battery you put in each slot. But here it's showing what's going on, but some of the others will have a display to show whether it's lithium-ion or NIMH, but obviously you can see that. The fan is going. I'm not sure if you can hear it or actually see it, but I can hear it. The fan is now turned on. So that's good. I mean, the batteries don't have to be getting warm, then they don't feel warm, but the fan is on anyway, so at least it's working and doing what it's supposed to do, even if I mean, internally the machine could be at that particular temperature. So there you go. That is basically what you have here as far as the BT-C3100, and the instruction manual tells you all about the different modes and what you can do, what the test mode does, what the discharge mode does. Discharge will use a couple of different currents. You can only charge up to 700, I believe. If you do nothing when you put batteries in, the default charging current is 500 mA. That's if you do nothing. For NIMH and nickel-cadmium batteries, the maximum discharging current is 700. It's 1,000. It's 1,000 when you're selected with test or refresh. And the discharging current, I'm just trying to read here from the instruction manual, so that's why it sounds a little odd what I'm saying, perhaps, but basically it's just saying that for test and refresh. It is a little bit different. But that's what you can do with this charger. And if you want to go to my website at lightsandgear.com, you will see a link for purchasing the BT-C3100, as well as other chargers, batteries, flashlights, and then some, all at lightsandgear.com. Enjoy! It is the Opus charger. I think you'll like it, and so far it's doing really great for me. I do thank you for watching. Hope you've enjoyed the video. Share it, like it, and we'll talk to you soon. Bye-bye.